So now this is video 2, June 5th, 2025. My name is Leslie Williams. This is a direct continuation of where I left off at in video 1. I believe right now there's only 2 videos. Okay, so I'm just going to literally pick up where I left off at the tail end of the first video. Okay, I've only seen the dialog box appear on my phone once. It just occurred. And the dialog box would be the phone's way of letting me know a separate video has started that was discussed in video 1. So what I'm going to do right now, okay, is show you where the tape recorder audio file is at. Okay, thoroughly discussed in video 1. So that's where it was stopped at in video 1. It hasn't been played since. I stopped it in video 1 in order to make some statements. Okay. So this was being shown, the Sound Spectrum Analyzer app was being shown right before that video stopped, just in case there might happen to be a video 2 that has already been made and concluded, and you'll understand all that when you see video 1, because that was discussed in detail. Trust me on that. It's not no big thing, you know, it's nothing for you to be concerned about or nothing for you to be confused about. Just trust me, okay? So anyways, you'll know what video 1 is when you see this thing being played towards the end of it. Okay, yeah, so I played that, showed that in video at the tail end of video 1 not too long after I stopped this audio file, and I showed where I stopped this audio file at in reference to the time frame that it got stopped at. So to regurgitate what you want to be listening for is Gang Stalk, Oh My God, Suck Dick. And I apologize for the language, don't walk away, because you got to hear what you need to be listening for, said in any form of hearable verbalizations. Pay attention to the song. Pay attention to what people state. Okay? What customers are saying, employees. Okay? Throughout the section of the audio file that I play. Now, they might not say Gang Stalk, Oh My God, and Suck Dick in that sequence. They might say Gang Stalk, Suck Dick, and Oh My God, or Oh My God, Suck Dick, and Gang Stalk. So variations, you know, it might be Gang Stalk, Oh My God, and Suck Dick, and then it might be, the next time it's said, it might be Suck Dick, Oh My God, and Gang Stalk. Listen for the lyrics of the song, too. You ready? Here we go. Oh, by the way, this is the environment of Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on the date of June 3rd, 2025. That location of that coffee shop is Governor Road and Genesee Avenue. Okay, so I'm just going to stop this briefly for a second because I'm going to make a point in this video that I made towards the tail end of the previous video. I've already mentioned to you what words you want to be listening for, but you also want to listen for any of these words being drawn out. Like, so the word oh my God, which is actually a phrase, the word oh my God, okay, has got 3 words. The phrase has got 3 words. Oh my God. So, the things that were discussed and disclosed towards the tail end of the first video shows me talking about this, but I'm going to regurgitate it for the sake of, in case you run across this video first. The O of oh my God, or the my of my oh my God, or the God of oh my God, you want to listen for it being drawn out. So in other words, what that means is you hear me say oh right now, but also listen for any of the words that I said that you need to pay attention to, you know, to be listening for, being drawn out. And drawn out means I'm saying oh of oh my God right now, oh, but also listen for any of the words being drawn out, which would sound like oh, including pay attention to the words of the song. Okay, so any of these words from any of these three separate phrases, oh my God, gang stalk, suck dick, listen for them words being said, okay, in that way, or any of those words of those three phrases being drawn out. Okay, now hold on a second, because I want to listen to the audio file for a second. Trust me, I got a reason. Okay, now I want to show you that I just stopped the audio file right there at 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 3 seconds, because I got to go back and rewind it. I'm sorry, 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 1 second, because I got to go back and rewind it. I want to see what I'm saying right there. Trust me, I got reasons for it, so bear with me a second. Okay, alright, so I'm glad I did stop it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because first of all, let me go back and, what did I say? Okay, so I stopped it, I believe, at 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 1 second. I went back and rewound it and brought it up, right back up to this point right here, which is basically almost right where I stopped it at. Okay, so I'm going to go back and rewound it again, because this is where I'm literally saying in the audio file that the bone conduction headphones, let me show them to you, bear with me a second. Okay, so I talked about this at the tail end of video 1. Okay, now these are my wired bone conduction headphones. Hold on 1 second, I got a burp. Excuse me, please. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so these wired bone conduction headphones, they're wired, they have wires attached to them, because there is nothing about these bone conduction headphones concerning their make and model. Hold on. Excuse me. Alright, now hold on. Sorry, I got these sudden, uncontrollable interruptions, burping and yawning. Oh. These are wired bone conduction headphones, which means that the advertised make and model bought from Amazon, these right here, are advertised to not be, okay, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi accessible, because they got a wire on them. Okay? Now, I worded that in that way for a reason, but that doesn't need to be discussed. Okay? So anyways, this has got an amplifier to it, and the amplifier to it is what makes it bone conduction. Even the packaging says so. Okay, the packaging that came with it, you know, when I purchased it. So this right here, this little small box right here, you got to power it in order to charge the battery, and this is the amplifier, which makes the headphones themselves bone conduction. Now, I bought these in order to drown out stuff that I am forced to experience along my routes. Do you have an idea what that stuff is? Stay with me, okay? So, you know, when the battery of that amplifier, which is right here, runs out, the headphones will still work, but they then just operate as regular headphones, which means there's no longer an amplifier to amplify the sound, and they are no longer bone conduction, because the amplifier's battery has run out. That then forces me to hear what's in the environment. Do you understand what I mean? Okay? Now, as I was at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on June 3rd, 2025, which is what this audio file is dedicated to, there came a point when the amplifiers seem to be running out. Because sometimes when it does it, or at least this is what has happened on prior dates, the audio file I'm listening to through them, from a separate tape recorder, starts sounding distorted. So that's what happened. And so I said in the tape recorder, the bone conduction headphones batteries just ran out. Let's see what is now heard in the environment. Let's see if that changes. Let's see what's heard in the environment, and let's see if what's heard in the environment is different from what was already in the environment. Now, the reason why I said that was because, to be totally honest with you, I turn my other tape recorder off periodically when I'm in the middle of doing things. Because when I first arrive at the coffee shop, okay, I turn off the tape recorder that I'm listening to through them in order to order the coffee. And then I get distracted, okay, quite often, for various reasons. Setting up my stuff, paying attention to the crazy other stuff that's propped up inside that place, and even outside of it, that I kind of pay attention to. And sometimes I forget to turn the tape recorder back on. That is the tape recorder that's dedicated to the tape recorder that I'm playing an audio file through, that I'm listening to through the headphones. So in other words, I'll be wearing them, I'll be listening to them, but when I get to Coffee Bean Tea Leaf, a lot of times I'll just turn that other tape recorder off in order to order the coffee, and then after I order the coffee and I walk away, I forget to turn that tape recorder back on. So that could be why you're hearing what you're hearing, okay? Because, and think about this, you know, I have never made a video showing that my bone conduction headphones are now, the battery is now drained in any environment that it occurred in. So there's no way for me to be able to prove that. Well, let's just put it to you this way. Okay. When you see the information video, you might say to yourself, okay, let's say if I go into an environment and I can prove that I've been listening to the bone conduction headphones nonstop for an hour or more. Now, let's say if during that hour or more time segment, no verbal harassment was going on in the environment. Then once the bone conduction headphones battery ran out, then all of a sudden it starts. What might you think about that? And by the way, check this out. That particular coffee shop, okay, Coffee Bean Tea Leaf that this audio file is dedicated to, I actually used to do that back in 2015. When I used to go there in 2015, okay? Back then, Periscope, the app Periscope was available. And Periscope allowed you to make live videos. That service stopped on April 1st, 2021, I think it was, okay? Or 2021 or 22. It's 21, I think. Okay? Now, when I used to go to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf in 2015, they would be saying it back then. And I got the, let me just put it this way. What did my tape recorders pick up back then? So what I would do is I would bring up my phone that had my Periscope app on it. And what I would do is I would make statements in my tape recorder saying, I'm getting ready to make a Periscope video. Now, let's assume for a second that the tape recorder has already caught the harassment back in 2015. Before making a statement in my tape recorder that I'm getting ready to bring up my Periscope video app, which is where you could record live videos in real time. Now, so I would make statements in my tape recorder saying, I'm going to bring up my Periscope app up right now and start recording a live video. Okay? So I then bring up Periscope app, start recording a live video, and then all the verbal harassment instantly stops. And doesn't start back up again until I conclude the video. Now, has that happened with any videos made through cameras anywhere? Now, the unfortunate thing about this reality is that I have been locked out of 99% of all my Periscope accounts. Ain't that nice and convenient? Yeah, which, by the way, is a common complaint in this crime. Victims being locked out of their accounts. It's a very common complaint, and I can prove I got the apps. Absolutely. In fact, if you hold on a second, let me just show you something here real fast, and then I'll get back to playing the audio. Okay. Let's see. I think I still got the app on this phone, but I might not, because I might have took it off in order to free up internal memory. I bet you $10 I took it off. Alright, hold on. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, because I remembered it. I remembered that I took it off after I mentioned, here, let me show you. But I did bring up some older tweets yesterday from some email files, okay, that show Periscope videos links in those older tweets, like back in 2018, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, absolutely. And I even posted some of those tweets. I just retweeted them, and that allows you to repost them. So, yeah, I took off the Periscope app off this other phone because I wanted to. I think that Periscope app, if memory serves me correctly, I think it consumed, well, I don't remember, to be honest with you. I think it had consumed about 400 megabytes, and there's been many occasions over the years since then that I needed to have, that amount of memory erased from my phone. Yeah, it looks like I took it off. See, I took it off because I said to myself, hey, I'm not being allowed to access into my Periscope videos, okay, because when I go to bring up my Periscope accounts, it won't let me sign back into them because they're not accepting my passwords, which I find convenient to be happening to many of my other apps as well. So that's just a tidbit of information for you to understand. So check this out though. So yesterday when I was in there was periods when I was listening to the other tape recorder through the bone conduction headphones, and then I would turn it off to make statements in this tape recorder, like I'm getting ready to get up and take a break, which meant I'm getting ready to get up to go have a cigarette, okay? Then I go have a cigarette and come back in, and sometimes I would remember to turn the other tape recorder on in order to continue to listen to the audio file through the headphones, and sometimes I would forget. So that's just a notation for you to remember, folks. Look, you got to remember something about this crime. I'm enduring a lot more than just verbal harassment. If you hear me making any groaning sounds in any of these videos dedicated to this video series, you might ask yourself, why am I making groaning sounds? Am I being subject to any type of widely reported technology that is used on gang stalking targets that would cause you to feel pain? I got to say things carefully right now for a reason. You're just going to trust me on that for now. Okay? And then here's another thing, too. Let's say so far, even just in this video, which I think is video 2, because I'm not sure if the phone segued from video 1 into a video 2 without it letting me know it. And so I was just thinking that I was still in video 1. Okay? Because it will notify me through a dialog box on the home screen usually, but sometimes it don't. So anyways, okay, so sorry about these extra details. So anyways, just consider, folks, that, look, ask yourself, let's say so far in this video, you've heard it, okay, through one or more means of verbal communication. Human beings, and listening to that song is something that maybe you should pay attention to, okay? So let's say you've heard it. Then ask yourself, why would it be done? Why is it being done? If you've heard it, ask yourself, why is it being done? Well, stay tuned to this account, because as soon as this video series is made, I'm going to make an information video that's going to blow your mind. Oh, absolutely. So let me turn the tape recorder back on, because it turned itself off as a result of it just sitting there and not being in the play mode. Okay, so it's booting back up right now, baby cakes. And what I'll do is just set the camera microphone down onto this hat, which elevates it just a little bit. And then I'll set the tape recorder right underneath the hat and continue to play the audio file. Again, you're going to be listening for gang stalk, oh my god, suck dick, any of those words, or any of the, so listen for oh my of oh my god of oh my god, okay, oh my god, listen for suck dick, or just suck, or just dick, or just gang of gang stalk, or gang stalk, or just stalk of gang stalk, because sometimes they'll do that too, through any form of verbalizations that you can hear. Pay attention to the song, okay, why would you be doing that, the lyrics of it, and pay attention to physical people. And by the way, remember this, the song is being played, the song that you hear is coming out of the coffee shop stereo speaker. Okay, oh, wait a minute, now I forgot. I gotta go back and rewind it so you can hear me make these statements about the bone conduction headphones amplifier battery draining. I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to hear that. Okay, but so I rewound it back to 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds, and within 20 or 30 seconds, you're going to hear me making some statements, and those are the statements. In fact, I got to write that down before I forget. Hold on one second. Yeah, I got to make a notation about that, because when I make other videos related to this audio file, I got to have that notated. So what did I say? At around, let's say, at 2 hours, 26 minutes, and let's just say 40 seconds between that and 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 01 second. That's when I'm making and probably 2 hours, 07 minutes, and probably up to even 20 seconds, okay, is when I'm making the statements about where I'm saying that my bone conduction headphones battery ran out. Let's see if you hear these words or phrases being said now, or how often now, because the battery ran out. You're just going to have to trust me. There's a reason for me saying that, okay? Okay, there's a reason for everything I state. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start playing it again. folks, as I mentioned in video 1, you also want to listen for not just suck dick, gang stalk, oh my god, but you also want to listen for either also suck my dick, suck on the dick, or suck dick. Now, look, I don't like these words at all. This is not the type of verbiage, type of verbalizations that I would make at any time, anywhere, except for describing to you, okay, what you need to be listening for, okay? Oh, absolutely, because they will use, this crime is reported to use variations, okay? All right, and I might as well say this too, because this was also said in video 1, and you might run across this video first. Sometimes they'll say, my god, oh my god, okay? Sometimes they'll just say, suck instead of suck dick, or dick instead of suck dick, or stalk instead of gang stalk, or gang of just gang stalk, and even at times they'll even say words that sound, okay, like when you see the information video, you're going to see me show you a sound spectrum analyzer app, and you're going to see how the word talk and stalk got very, like 98.999% at least identical phonetic sound frequency outputs. Okay? Trust me, wait for that video, then you're going to understand all this. Well, then you're going to say to yourself, is this the reason why all this is occurring? Because you got to ask yourself, look, folks, if you're just an average person and you say to yourself, I'm going to get up and go to the coffee shop. Now, if you went to a coffee shop and you are just observing a normal social setting in a coffee shop, then why would this be happening in a coffee shop? Ask yourself that question. Why would this be happening in a coffee shop when it's not normal behavior for a coffee shop or anywhere else? Okay, so do you hear the, oh my god? Why would they want to draw that out? And why would, oh my god, be repeated nonstop in a song? Okay, absolutely. The other videos, you just hear, oh my god, being repeated. Then you start hearing it to where it's being said, oh my god. And when you see some other evidence I got, it's going to blow your mind. Oh, absolutely. Okay, now I think this is a new song, so pay attention to it, but also pay attention to the physical people and what they say. so I'm gonna wrap up this right now. This is, I believe that this is only video 2 of this video series. If it ends up being video 3 and I wasn't able to verbally notate that video 2 had started and then concluded, to be totally honest with you, I forgot where I'm at, because why I'm transferring this audio over, I'm doing work, and right now my thinking is kind of back and forth between what I'm doing on my other phone and what I'm doing with this transfer. So either which way, it doesn't matter, because once the videos are uploaded, I'm going to title them. Now, there's other segments of this audio file that I'm also going to download, like me arriving and ordering the coffee. Video 1, I showed the receipt of the date. Now, you also need to remember something too, folks. The demented bastards who are hosting this crime, I am enduring massive other brutal crimes through this crime, and I've also acquired a lot of massive, very high-end, indisputable evidence around those crimes, concerning those crimes. Oh, and the wild whores who are hosting this crime against me, who are managing all of it, they know this evidence exists. They also know they have perpetrated upon me and every aspect of my life extreme, brutal other crimes. I know this is a lot for you to digest, but I'm going to just throw this out here, okay? You got to understand something, folks. Look, remember this down to the fiber of your being. We live in just hear me out. We live in America, right? And America is supposed to have the Constitution that governs the entire United States. Then we got other federal laws, okay, and government statutes, okay. Then we got our state constitutions. Then we got our state, county, and local laws. This crime doesn't give two shits about any of that at all. They always consider themselves above all laws. They don't give a shit about what they do to any and all victims. They don't care about what they've already done. They don't care about what they're doing. They don't care about what they still plan to do and do. Against all victims on all dates, anywhere. They do not care at all, period. Now, when you become a very high-profile whistleblower like me, and trust me when I say I am, and they know I am, oh, absolutely. Always remember this. Say if you got a very, 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 very high-profile whistleblower, at least to them, which means they know what that's about, okay? While at the same time, they know they have committed massive amounts of extremely brutal crimes against you, including for years. Then you start acquiring indisputable evidence. Then you start discovering extremely sophisticated, educated material, scientific and medical, where there's at least a 98%, okay, let's just put it to you this way, chance, I might as well just say chance, there's like at least a 98% chance that this scientific and medical information that you have discovered, okay, is directly correlated to past extreme abuses, slavery, past extreme brutal crimes, and in real time and recent crimes. They know you discovered that because they're lying, demented, organized crime, murdering whore asses engage in what is known as cyber surveillance against all victims. That's why it's one of the biggest things reported, that all victims are, all victims eventually say it. There's right now tens of thousands of victims saying they're enduring it. Oh, absolutely. Okay? Because think about this, folks. Consider this very closely and I'll let you go. And I could say a whole hell of a lot more about all this. Okay? Look, a crime that says to itself, we're going to sell a human being into, okay, a criminal program that's involved in hundreds of crimes, including the most brutal crimes ever known to man. You'll see all this as you stay with this account. Your mind's going to be blown, literally, okay? So we're targeted individuals who are people like me, gang stalking victims. We are being subject to the most brutal crime ever known to man. Even the United Nations, who I don't really care too much about, okay, have declared us as being extreme crime victims. Oh, absolutely. Bills are being passed. Okay, well, they're starting to be passed and made into laws concerning aspects of what we're enduring. And in fact, there's already laws on the book, like in Michigan and I think in Massachusetts, concerning electronic harassment. They don't give a shit. They don't even care about the Constitution. You really think they care about laws? They don't care about any law at all. But the only, let me backtrack on that. The only time they care about laws, okay, is when they see you're acquiring massive, indisputable evidence. Then you discover the scientific and medical material that they know is connected to your targeting, okay, including this past slavery, and the past brutal crimes, and the recent brutal crimes, and the current brutal crimes. And then they see you're starting to go to doctors and hospitals, even though they're completely controlled. Oh, absolutely. This is all over the internet. Then they're saying to themselves, hey, look, okay, we know we're dealing with a reasonably intelligent person here who has been able to entrap us in many different ways over the past. So let's start escalating the brutalizations to disable that victim so we can get a hold of that victim, so we can stop the exposure, and so we can continue with the different exploitations. You got to understand something about these wild whores. They're nothing but wild animals, and that's all they'll ever be. They don't give a shit that they're intentionally paralyzing people. They're intentionally disabling people. They're intentionally murdering people, including through slow kill torture. Google that to gang stalking. They don't care at all. The only thing they care about is making money off their crimes, protecting all their crimes, walking away scot-free with all their crimes. Oh, absolutely. Okay. And making sure you never win any legal court case, and making sure you never get any medical proof concerning anything your mind, brain, and body have endured. That's the only reason why they care about laws. That's why they sabotage the lawsuits all over the country. Absolutely. Okay? So do you really honestly believe they're going to allow an extremely high-profile whistleblower, at least in their eyes you are, okay? Do you really believe they're going to allow any victim of this crime to prove that that victim has got non-consensual biomedical implants in them, okay, that was used for slavery and that was also used for internal brutal torture? Okay, which they more than likely can absolutely also use to intentionally paralyze you? Do you honestly fucking think they're going to allow you to prove that? Medically or legally? Of course not. What they're going to do is either kill you, okay, oh, absolutely, or disable you so you can't take care of yourself no more, so they can put you in an organized crime group home or a hospice they own, okay? All right, absolutely. It's the only thing. Look, always remember this. The only thing this crime cares about is perpetrating its crimes, getting away from them, protecting them, covering them up, and making sure you never win a court case, and making sure you never get no medical proof. It's the only thing they care about. Period. End of story. They don't give a flying fuck about the fact that they tortured victims on thousands of dates in the most brutal way ever known to man. They don't give a shit about that. They don't care about the fact they did it. They don't care about how much you suffered because of it. They don't care about how much they just completely destroyed every aspect of your life, even made you homeless, including several times. They don't care about the staged physical assaults that they perpetrate. And you should also know this crime can induce you to fall. Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oh, absolutely. Oh man, you would not believe the materials that's online about this crime. Oh, absolutely. So always remember this. Look, in fact, check this out. If I'm ever too sick to leave a wooded area and then the cops come, or I get assaulted through a homeless person, or a public worker reports me, I'm predicting that right now. Because, look, think about this. If a crime can, disable you through pain, and you can't get up, well, do you honestly think that the same crime that's all over the internet to be reported to be doing this, that's also all over the internet to be reported to be colluding with police, do you honestly think that the host who's already colluding with police can't use the police to come at you so the police can arrest you for illegal lodging under the guise of they're stumbling across you or somebody reported you from a distance or whatever, or through a public worker, okay? Oh, because they'll use anybody. The gang of gang stalking. They'll literally use anybody. Or they'll torture you so bad, you gotta call 911. The victim, it's themselves. Oh, you wouldn't believe what I endured in Michigan. You fucking wouldn't believe it. You literally wouldn't believe it. Okay? So I'm going to show you one picture, and then I'm going to let you go. And hopefully the video file the memory card won't segue into another separate video before I can show you the picture. Okay, because think about it. I just got done making all these statements, and then if I show you a picture, in fact, I'll show you a couple pictures, and then I show you a picture, do you think then those pictures would reinforce my statements, or any of them? Because what you got to understand about, and by the way, let me show you this right here real fast. Research, go to Google and research the accessory nerve, okay, concerning every single place the accessory nerve, okay, is connected to, every place it's connected to, okay, and, bear with me a second, I'm going to show you another thing you want to research. In this area of the neck, everything you see here, you wouldn't believe where they're putting some of the implants at, including the jugular vein. Oh, absolutely. The vagus nerve, the accessory nerve, cranial nerves, facial nerves. Oh, absolutely. You just cup electrode implants and much more. Myoelectric implants, which are, I think, electrodes or cup electrode implants they're putting in there. You literally just would not believe what they're doing to gang stalking victims. Implants in the brain, ears, eyes, nose, throat, chest, back, pelvic area, legs, arms, hip, waist, and then cooking us alive once they're there. They cook us alive internally, and a lot of that shit is connected to ear implants. And it's widely reported that all doctors that victims interface with lie right to the face of the victims and will claim that you got problems because it's connected to another issue, while never allowing you to prove any implants at all, even when you show them implants. Bring up that YouTube video. Even when you show them implants, they'll claim the picture's too blurry. Literally. Those implants right there you just seen in my eyes would make me a multi-million-dollar, it would make me a multi-millionaire overnight in uncorrupted judicial process. But they're controlled too. The courts are controlled too. That's why this crime's an epidemic all over America. It's a literal epidemic all over America. Okay? Literally. So imagine having implants like this in the back of your body, but never being allowed to prove it. Where they can make you piss and shit your pants and cook you alive through them. Yeah. Yeah, then they'll claim you can't take care of yourself after they cause you to shit your pants or piss your pants. Yeah. Oh, ain't that nice and convenient? Yeah. But that's not the pictures I wanted to show you, but just bear with me. Oh, absolutely. Imagine implants being put in your fucking legs, and they cook you alive to the point where you lose all your muscle mass. But the doctors never allow you to prove that they're there. X-rays, CAT scans, and MRIs. They fucking never allow you to prove they're there. Absolutely, because if you can prove they're there, then you can prove torture. And think about this: if they were put there, they were put there through hospitals and doctors. Oh, that's the fucking literally, but that's not the pictures I was referring to that I was gonna show you. So bear with me a second, baby cakes and munchkin butts. Oh yeah, imagine having 3 implants put in the back of your spine, 1 in the back of your neck. Okay. 3 in the spine, 1 in the back of the neck, 1 in the back of the head, 1 in the middle of the brain that goes then down into your vagus nerve, 1 in your ear. Dang, do you see the word gang stalking right there? Dang, I wonder what that would be all about. Do you see its connection to what? Okay, what? Sugar words being said. The words are said, they go through the ear implant. The sound processor in the ear implant. Yeah, but nothing's going on. Sure, nothing's going on, folks. Oh, yeah, okay. Bear with me one more second, because that wasn't the picture either that I wanted to show you. Okay, just bear with me a second. Gotta find them, because I got a lot of pictures here in my gallery. Okay, oh, absolutely. Just wait till, like, look at this. This is a picture from the leg implant. Okay. The scientific article from the leg implant, and then this is a picture from a video of the back of my legs. Notice anything identical there? Okay, that's literally behind my left leg. Okay, burns coming out of it from the inside out with all those white marks. But do you notice anything over here from the scientific article? Same size burns and white marks. Yeah, but nothing's happening to me, right? Sure. Oh yeah, look at all those white marks. Yeah, those little itty-bitty dots of white marks. And look at the red burns, and look at their size. Look at the color of them. And then look at this. Yeah, but nothing's happening to me. Sure. Okay? Sure. White marks, red burns. Okay? Yeah, that's my leg right there. Yeah, white marks, same burns. Nothing's happening to me though, right? Sure. Yeah, burns all over my fucking torso and armpit, but nothing's happening to me. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the hospital will call it a rash. I wonder what that could be related to. Dang, look at that implant. Ain't that interesting? Dang. Yeah. Oh. Stay with the account, Munchkin Butts, and you will learn a lot. Oh, yeah. I wonder why this... Oh, yeah. Why do I got burns on that part of my body? Nothing going on, though, right? Yeah, sure. I wonder why a high-energy plasma maser, which is an auditorial beam and a directed energy weapon beam, is interfacing with my nose in the corner of my eyebrow, but nothing's going on. Okay? Hold on a second. Yeah, nothing's happening to me, sure. You wouldn't believe how my left corner of my right eyebrow is burning right now as I speak. Literally. And by the way, that's actually the right, that's the left corner of my right eyebrow right there. Oh, absolutely. It's burning right now as I speak. Literally. Okay? This is another one hitting me. So bad to where it lit up the opposite eye. You see the red in the opposite eye there? Yeah, I wonder what's going on. Does that have anything to do with the eye lens implants? Dang, I wonder what's going on. Yeah, here's another big one. These are just a few of many, and I mean many. And they're literally killing me. Oh, here's a big, gigantic, non-consensual surgery scar right underneath the back of my head. Yeah, but I wonder how that happened. Sure, nothing's happening to me. Never on any dates. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you see that white mark over the eye there? Dang. Well, I could show you so much, but you see, that's not what this video... My nose is being targeted right now, too, as I speak. So look at this. Okay, energy hit my mouth. Okay, while the beam is hitting over here. I don't mean to laugh. I really don't. Now, look at this. Do you see how this is going directly over the eyebrow here, then the bridge of the nose there, and then the other edge of the other eyebrow here, and then take a look at this. Hold on. Yeah, see it? Okay? Now take a look at this. What do you see there? Yeah, nothing's happening to me. Sure it ain't. Oh, dang, I wonder what that is. I can't even believe this is happening to me. Oh, you wouldn't believe what they're doing to my legs and my arms and my back on a daily basis, nonstop. Nonstop. You wouldn't believe what I endured yesterday. And I don't know why I'm laughing. I mean, that's crazy as hell, too. Okay, oh, literally. I mean, folks, look. Human beings deal with trauma and torture in different ways. I think the reason, possibly one of the reasons why I might be laughing is because, well, for one, I'm in trauma right now. Oh, absolutely. And for two, what I just showed you is the absolute, complete, thorough, pure truth. I mean, come on. These are pictures taken from videos live in real time. Okay? Do you think video files lie? Okay? Do you really think that videos lie? Okay? And photos from videos? Okay? Of course not. But what I'm experiencing is so offset from reality concerning, like, hey, look, what I'm experiencing is not normal behaviors being affected upon me. Okay? So it's like, you sit back and you think to yourself, well, geez, what happened to my life? What happened to what I wanted to do with my life, my body, my mind? Completely robbed and viciously raped from me endlessly. Also a bunch of vicious, sadistic, demented, demonic, to the maximum extreme, wild horrors stole my life from me. For profit. And will happily lock me up and claim I'm mentally ill or disable me so I can't take care of myself just so they can stop the exposure and so they can continue to make the money. If it wasn't for the doctors lying to me about these medical reports, I could get this shit, if there's anything in me, I could get it out. You wouldn't believe what I'm enduring internally. You literally wouldn't believe it. Because think about this.